typical, really. I mean, it's tremendous atmosphere without any question. I'm not demeaning what Clemson has here because they do have great atmosphere, but we go to a lot of stadiums that have that type of atmosphere, so that's pretty typical for us.
Coach, is this a good measure of where you thought your team was at this point?
We learned a lot. I think we had some guys, make some really gutty plays. I thought they played tough in a lot of situations. A couple plays got away from us defensively. Offensively, we did a good job of moving the ball and scoring. I mean, we got some scores and got some yards and all that kind of good stuff, but we didn't win, and we didn't finish the one drive where we had to kick a field goal. If we could have knocked it in, we wouldn't be worried about, how high the snap was. Maybe on the extra point might have been a factor, but I thought we did some good things and did some things that get you beat. So we'll find out how good we are next week.
How frustrating were those penalties?
Yeah, there's some penalties that hurt us. There's some penalties we overcame and some penalties we couldn't overcome. And I have to look at the tape just to see exactly what happened on a couple of them. I wasn't quite sure, but I'm sure the officials did a good job.
Could you tell there were some times when some of your injuries or inexperience on defense sort of hurt you?
Well, I mean, I don't want to call anybody out or anything like that. I mean, everybody's got injuries, everybody's got issues, and we played the best that we had available at the time, and I appreciate all the players' effort, and we just weren't good enough tonight to get it done. And Clemson, you got to give them credit. Yeah, I mean, it'd been nice to have something good happen there. A delayed game was. I mean, it was our fault as coaches. We did a bad job of getting them out on the field quickly enough, especially to be running a play where we get into our cadence and then try to make a change after we see what they're in and all that. It just takes too much time, and you could have called a timeout right off the get-go, but it was just a bad job of coaching on my part. The pass protection, I think that when you play in a stadium where you're the opponent and there is a lot of crowd noise, you have to rely on the silent cadence, and you don't really get the jump that you'd like to have with your own cadence. And when that happens, sometimes you just don't get out of your stance quick enough, and that's really what happened a couple times. And then as the game went on, we got better at it, but a couple times it just it hurt us.
Do you expect Gurley or Malcolm Mitchell to be affected next week?
My best guess is that Malcolm could be, and Gurley, it's 50-50, I guess. I just don't know on that one. I gotta.
Malcolm could be.
I got a feeling his might be worse than Todd's.
What is his injury?
He just hurt his knee. We got to find out.
When did he get hurt?
He got hurt after Gurley scored and in the end zone, jumped up to celebrate with him, and when he came down, he hurt his knee.
Mark, do you prefer the Buffalo type opener than this road test against a top 10 team, or just kind of you need this result as possible?
You're not going to hear me crying about schedule, so I'm fine with our schedule the way it is.
Coach, how come Marshall Morgan wasn't able to play for you tonight?
Well, because we didn't let him play.
Wasn't suspended or
Well, what do you want?
just
I just didn't let him play. I didn't let him play.
Mark, Belis did a good job, didn't he?
What's that?
Belis did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I thought Belis did a good job, and he, the field goal attempt we were getting ready to kick was just like a field goal. I think it was on the 2-yard line. It was just about centered up, so you feel like he would have probably made that one as well. But yeah, he did a good job.
Coach, it seemed like you had a lot of potential playmakers for this as the season goes on offense.
Yeah.
All the receivers played well. Gurley,
Yeah.
what he did, Lynch, the fullbacks.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything on offense as far as any potential playmakers that you didn't think you had?
No, I think those guys have already made plays for us in the past. We kind of expected them to. It's sad we didn't have Malcolm's the part of the game that he brings to us with his speed and quickness, and just he's a competitor. It's a shame that he wasn't able to finish, but we've got some good players. We'll be home. We'll be playing some conference play. We know how important that is. Hadn't beat South Carolina in 3 years, and we got to get ready.
How do you summarize your quarterback's play today?
Well, overall, I thought he played pretty good. The fumble, was unfortunate. We got to squeeze the ball better. I mean, that was a tough turnover right there, and cost us the short field and 7 points. The pick that happens sometimes. It was a good scheme. Their backside defensive end dropped into coverage. They had what we call a fire zone on the front side. Picked up the blitz well, and then we had a route that was breaking from left to right. And as he let the ball loose, he didn't see the guy on the backside. And off of a place fake and everything else, it's not like you're dropped back in the pocket and can see the whole field. So he just did a good job of being in the right spot and made a nice catch of it.
Coach, on the floor, how upset are you going to be about the opportunities you guys might have missed? You stopped them 2 series in a row.
Right.
The ball with a team like that, you have to
Yeah.
capitalize.
Yeah, we do. We had our chances. We got some good stops from our defense. I thought we had a good plan. I thought we did a good job of getting lined up. They do go fast as anybody we've played, and for a young bunch of guys to get lined up, be ready to play the next play, and we didn't give them any freebies because of not being lined up, not being organized. So we did have some nice plays defensively. A few lapses too, obviously. But you're right. When we got some stops in a game of 2 pretty darn good offensive football teams, you gotta find a way to get the lead when you get the chance.
Going back to Murray, he had quite a few sacks tonight. Is there anything in that line that needs to be adjusted?
Well, like I said before, I think a lot of it had to do with just not getting off the ball quick enough. I think the crowd noise had a little something to do with that, especially when you get into a rhythm of your snap that you don't have sound. You're going off of a guard basically tagging the center, letting the center know he could snap it at any moment. After a while, that gets a little rhythmic, and not only do we get off on the snap, they get off on the snap as well. When normally, if you have the ability to have your cadence and hear it, we can change it up enough to where we could get the jump on them. So I think that was the biggest problem.
Obviously, that left tackle spot's going to be pretty big next Saturday. I mean,
Right.
Are you concerned about the performance over there on that side?
No, I think once again, the times we got beat, in my opinion, we just got beat off the snap, and we'll have our cadence next week. It'll help. If we were at South Carolina, it'd be a little bit tougher on them, but I think it'll help them to get off on the cadence.
Is there anything you can take away from? I know you're not into moral victories necessarily, but Todd's out for a good chunk of the game. Malcolm's out the whole time. You still have 500-something yards of offense.
Yeah, well, moving the ball's fun and all that, but winning the game's what it's about. So, we're not going to celebrate that.
Yeah.
How much does experience in the past couple of years, having early losses, help you realizing it's still 12?
Yeah, I think our guys. I don't see anybody in there ready to jump off a bridge or anything. I think they all know that. That happens in football. When you play a really good football team, you could get beat, and if you do, then you move on and you continue to play well and get better and make corrections, and we're still learning a lot about this team. We're we will get some firepower back defensively. We'll get some more veteran play coming back, which will help us. I think it'll help us on specials as well. I think that Corey Moore will be back. We'll have Josh Harvey Clemens back. We'll have, I think Brendan Douglas will be back. There's another guy that had something going on that he's supposed to be back. A.J. Turman will be back. So there'll be at least 4 guys, coming back that I think will fortify our special teams and fortify our defense as well.
Got time for one more?
Coach, what specific attributes of South Carolina are you guys focusing on going into next week?
Well, what I saw on TV Thursday night was they're up front. They're very big and physical, both sides of the ball. Connor Shaw is a very difficult quarterback to manage in how he runs the football, and he threw the ball extremely well. You know, Mike Davis, their new back, really played extremely well. Looked very physical as a runner. You know, they do a good job all the way around. Thanks.